Looks like a live video
Looks like
feed.
power's on the
S.T.E.V.E. Yeah, I know it's Stella, and I know you
Initiate
like her.
system
You gotta focus
calibration.
now.
Doesn't look like I've got many options. Connect to Star Portal 404. Right, let's not bother with specifics.
Isn't 404
Relay
like
emergency
an error
broadcast
code?
on all available frequencies.
Hmm.
So that should be enough to get my distress call.
Hopefully.
Time to get your wings on.
Yep, time to put on your big girl pants. That's right, time to put on your big girl pants and
Looks like we're good to go.
and do this.
This is an emergency distress call. Broadcasting from the planet Gaia. If you're receiving this, please respond immediately.
How should I respond this time? Because, like, first time I was like, oh, radio operator. The second time I was like, I work for NASA. Hey everybody, it's Caitlin. So they have released the full version of Whisper from the Star. Before I begin, a couple of things. I'd like suggestions for games to play. Second, I have the worst recording system, so you're gonna hear a lot of echoey stuff. I'm really trying to find a better one. Also, I'm by a fan because it's freaking hot where I live. Should I do the one that I was kind of thinking about today, which is like, hello, you've reached 1-800-containers, like your source for everything container. My name is Caitlin. How can I help you? Oh, I should bring back the S.T.E.V.E. character because that was so much fun trying to play two characters, and then admitting to her later it was just me. Okay. Or should I do the one where I'm like, this is S.T.E.V.E., the automatic response system. Okay. Hello, you have reached 1-800-containers, your online supplier for everything containers. My name is Caitlin. How can I help you? Assisting me today is S.T.E.V.E., a robot that I have created. S.T.E.V.E. Yeah, I wonder how she's going to react to that.
Caitlin? Steve? I think there's been some kind of mistake. This isn't a call about containers. It's a distress signal from a spacecraft. I'm Stella. Can you tell me how you're receiving this transmission? It's really important that I understand what's going on here.
Okay. When I played this morning, I said, hey, I had a voicemail on my cell phone, and she's like, that's impossible. We don't reach cell phones. And I'm like, well, you're the one who called me. I don't know. Somebody just left a voicemail on my cell phone, my work cell phone, and somehow I picked it up. The real question is, who are you and what is going on? Steve! Yeah, I know you're super excited, Steve. Now calm down.
I'm an astronaut. My ship experienced a critical emergency, and I had to evacuate in a life pod. It landed on Gaia, but I'm currently trapped inside.
Stella, shush,
The transmission is going
like
through a star portal network. It's supposed to be for emergency communications across vast distances. But I've never heard of it connecting to a work cell phone before. How is that even possible?
Actually, it's not that unusual. There's a boy from my home state who, was an amateur ham radio operator, and somehow his signals got mixed with the International Space Station, and for the last year, he's been talking to the astronauts up there. So yeah, anything's possible. That's actually true. And he's a really nice boy, too.
I appreciate the optimism, but this isn't exactly the same. The technology involved is way more complex. Still, I guess that means anything really is possible. So, since you're here
Stella
and somehow
likes
getting my
Steve
signal,
better than you.
can you
Shush,
help me
Steve.
figure out how to get out of this pod?
Yes, sure, Steve and I can help you. Okay, so I am not a astronaut or NASA engineer, but usually, like when they're kind of in similar situation as you, they have some kind of like manual, and then in there they have a section on emergency management. I have a feeling this is going to be, again, think outside the box situation.
Yeah, there is a manual, but it's pretty slim on details for something like this.
It's gonna be
Mostly just says there's an
situation.
emergency exit, but it won't budge when I try it. The pod took some damage when it landed. I think that's why it's stuck. Do you have any ideas on how I could get it open? Or maybe something I could check first?
Like a NASA situation, they would use the manual, but for some of their missions, they're like, yeah, that's not in the manual, and they kind of had to do an outside the box kind of situation. Think outside the box situation. Okay. Okay, well, I talked to my NASA buddies, and they told me that we're probably going to have to work together and do kind of like an out-of-the-box situation where we're going to have to make something. What do you have for tools, and can you escape through like a window? Is there like a latch on it or some kind of panel?
A window. There's one, but it's sealed. No way to open it from the inside. As for tools, I've got a pistol grip drill, some basic repair stuff like pliers and screwdrivers, and a few
basically
spare
hardware
parts.
tools.
There are panels on the walls, but I'm not sure which ones might be relevant. The manual doesn't give much detail about the construction of the pod.
How did I hope for the last?
What kind of out-of-the-box thing were you thinking?
Okay, so first time I played this, I said, hey, take a crowbar and smash that window. That didn't work. And the second time I played this through, I said, okay, you got a pair of pliers, so maybe you could kind of bend back the metal and kind of look at the panel from there. And then I kind of thought, okay, my dad's an electrician, so how would he handle this? And what he would do is he would take pliers, he would take pliers and try to bend back the metal and then reinforce it, saying my pliers reinforce it with some electrical tape. So I'm gonna do what my dad would do since he's an electrician. Yeah, so I talked to my dad, he's an electrician. He suggests that you want to take some pliers and see if you can kind of force open like the panel or maybe the latch. To secure your grip better, you want to wrap some electrical tape around that. If that doesn't work, come back to me and we'll figure out something else. Steve, want to help? No, I'm trying to help him, Steve.
Let me try that. I'll use the pliers and some tape to see if I can get better leverage on the latch.
Steve. Yeah, I know you like her, now stop it. And she has vanished. Alright, well...
Okay, I'm back. The tape helped with grip, but the latch itself doesn't seem to be moving. It feels really stuck, like something's blocking it from the other side. Any other ideas?
Okay, so 2 suggestions for you. The first one is, if it's stuck, maybe use some kind of lubricant or gel to kind of loosen it. If that doesn't work, try to find an access panel, use the pliers, pry that open, and kind of take a look in there. Yeah, I've got to get a better recording system. If anybody knows.
I don't have any lubricants here, unfortunately. This pod is pretty minimalist when it comes to maintenance supplies.
Unfortunately, I have to use a fan.
Let me see if I can find an access panel, though.
And she magically disappears again. Wow, 86 degrees. It's even hotter
there.
There
are a few spots on the walls that might work. I found one.
Okay.
It's pretty small, but I was able to pry it open with the pliers. There's some wiring and a few components inside.
Got it.
It doesn't give me a clear view of the exit mechanism, but it might be useful. What do you think I should do next with this?
I would look further. I already messed up. Shoot. Yeah, so, Steve. No, I'm gonna handle this, Steve. Okay, so I would suggest that Steve. Stop it, Steve. I'm trying to help her. Yes, I would suggest that if there's any wires, you want to be careful of exposed wires and use electrical tape to wrap that up. Try to pull a lever. Steve. Yeah, shush, Steve. You can help her later.
There's definitely some exposed wiring in here. I'll use the electrical tape to cover it up. Better safe than sorry.
Yep.
As for a lever, I don't see one directly in this panel. There are some cables and what looks like a circuit board, but nothing that obviously controls the exit. Should I try tracing the wires to see where they lead?
Sure, since I don't really know what else to do. I don't know, is there some kind of emergency exit? Yeah, the first time I played, the pliers thing worked, and she was like, great, it worked, and
Yeah. There's supposed to be an emergency exit, but like I said, it won't budge. The manual just mentions it's there, but doesn't give any details on how it works or what might be wrong with it. I've tried it already, but nothing's happening. I'm starting to think the impact might have damaged the mechanism itself.
Okay. Steve wants to help. Alright, Steve. I'm gonna let you take control on this one. Steve wants you to do a damage assessment of the pod. If you can access the panel, try to override it or short-circuit it. If anything else fails, pull a lever or remove metal. Yeah, second time I played this through, I played 2 characters.
Alright, I'm going to try overriding the panel and see if I can force it open. This could get risky, but
Who
I don't have
cares?
many other options.
Do it.
I'll contact you again if I can. Wish me luck.